When you stumble across Eugenia's channel for the first time, it can be very concerning to see someone like this. It evokes a similar emotional response as seeing somebody actively hurting themselves. The reality is that EDs are incredibly difficult to understand if you have never had one. People criticize Eugenia for doing things like body checking in a lot of her videos and saying that she doesn't have a problem and kind of giving off the idea that you can live a happy and fulfilling life while also in an ED. And people say like, well, Eugenia's not asking people to come there and get triggered into an ED. However, with a lot of people struggling with an ED, the point is to trigger yourself, so you will seek out these things. Some people compare her content to watching someone actively SH, while others say that you can't possibly kick someone off the internet for having a mental health issue. Is Eugenia responsible for her actions, or is she so deep in her ED that she is unable to make these decisions for herself anymore? Is this even her fault? Could this be some sort of, in a way, Munchausen's by proxy situation with her mother Deb? We will be talking about all of this in today's video. People talk about how her mother, Deb, records her in extremely uncomfortable circumstances and takes pictures of her, and people are like, how is she not possibly wanting her daughter to get help? The reason I'm saying this is because Eugenia's mindset could be kind of parallel to what her mom is telling her to believe. Maybe Eugenia doesn't have malicious intentions, however, you can see her very consistently body checking. I think that most of her content revolves around body checking. Even when she was doing like the cooking video with her mom, there's certain body checks that people with EDs do that if you have an ED or have ever struggled with one, it is so much easier to pick up on. But Eugenia will do things like show her jaw and kind of turn her face at an angle that it looks unnatural and pose for these thumbnails that are clearly at a very strange angle that is able to show her entire body or a part of it.
This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, it should be an experience.
I cook. I'm a good cook, I think. But bacon, this is a whole new book.
This is like different. It looks
more,
pretty good.
But you know what?
Pretty
Cookie
similar.
for cookie, they look exactly.
When you're making a cake.
A nice oversized plate.
It's got like a nice big white plate for the cake. When it comes out, there it is. Okay.
I'm keen to believe that obviously Eugenia knows that she is triggering other people. If you click on a Eugenia live, it won't be long before you see these butterfly emojis in the chat, and if you don't know, butterflies are kind of like a symbol for staying in an ED or someone who was told to get recovery and didn't. To my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's something to that extent. It's not our place to talk about Eugenia's past. However, Eugenia does talk in detail about how she was consistently bullied, and bullying has a strong correlation with people developing EDs.
People hit me in the head with yo-yos, and I got like pushed against a wall a couple of times. Later I would have people like calling me emo, which I don't really even think is like a bad thing, but people would try to say it in like a really like negative, like not so nice way towards me and kind of like be really mean about it, I guess you could say. Like people also that would kind of make like body comparisons between me and them and be like kind of like pull up their shirts and be like, look, like I'm like so much skinnier than you, like I'm like a lot prettier than you. Oh my gosh, like Eugenia is so ugly. She's like Casper the Ghost because I'm like really pale. Just kind of randomly told me one day, she was like, so you want to be like a model, right? And I was just kind of like, yeah, I guess. And then she was like, well, you can't do that for two reasons. Number one, you're not pretty. And number two, you don't wear pretty clothes. I think like with bullying, it really can kind of like lead to like eating disorders and self-harm. I'm not trying to say people are causing the problem. It can kind of like contribute to like depression and anxiety and a lot of mental health problems.
Eugenia very much dresses like someone, like an emo person from the early 2000s, and that could be because she just likes the fashion, but it could be because something maybe traumatic happened to her at that point in her life and she's kind of stuck in this mindset. It could be so that Eugenia has regressed to a younger age mindset, which I know it might be hard to believe that she doesn't have the same ability to think the way that you and I do, and things might be manipulated inside her head to believe that what she's doing is fine. I don't know, let me know you guys' thoughts, because at first I was more like, no, I think that Eugenia definitely knows what she's doing, she knows that she's triggering other people, and she likes it. But then other people say that no, that's not part of the situation at all. Eugenia is so sick that all her entire personality is dependent on what she physically looks like. Eugenia says it's not her responsibility to be people's babysitter on the internet. However, a lot of kids will go on the internet due to neglectful or bad abusive parenting.
How is your mom okay watching you wilt away? She's not. My mom lives with me. She knows that I'm fine.
I know she eats. She takes good care of herself.
Exactly. See? Exactly.
Happens to be skinny mini, but she does take
exactly.
Skinny
We're all different.
But she does take good care of herself.
Exactly. She ignored chat. Yes, my mom's not concerned about my weight. No, that was their question.
I've known her my whole life. I know her blood work and her doctor's appointments and everything check out good. I'm not concerned.
A lot of people think that Eugenia should be banned from the internet. Whether or not, if she doesn't know that what she's doing can be harmful to other people, the reality is that if somebody in recovery from an ED happens upon her videos, it can be devastating and very triggering for you. Some people with EDs are not triggered by her. I personally, I guess she is triggering, actually. Not in the way that you might think, because as someone who struggled in the past with an ED, I don't desire to look like her, but it's much deeper than that. If Eugenia was banned from the internet, is it because you're discriminating against someone with a mental health issue? And if you can ban Eugenia, that gives lenience for you to ban other people, and it could just be a whole spiral. However, other people say that Eugenia should be banned because her content is harmful. It's the same as watching somebody SH on camera. That's not allowed, so why is this? We want to instinctively help Eugenia as human beings, but the reality is, from the internet, if you don't know Eugenia personally, you cannot help her. This is between her and her loved ones. I know Munchausen's by proxy is when you kind of fake a child's disorder. It would be hard for Deb to make her daughter have an ED. I don't think that's obviously what's going on. I think it's more along the lines of her mother is now encouraging it. Yes, encouraging it, because she's recording it saying that nothing's wrong with her. I've known her since she was young, and it's like, well, yeah, then you must know that things are changing.
You'll be Jack Skellington. Not really, you could. But try the top, you gotta slide it up. Okay, go ahead.
So now I guess we're trying to get a bathing suit on the store.
Make sure you have the right size.
It's really hard to like try things on with different dresses.
That's the front.
This is the front.
With the shoestrings, yeah.
Okay, I have to like figure out how I'm gonna do this.
Turn it around.
Oh, this is the front. Okay, I got you. Okay.
The bottoms are on backwards, just so you know.
I'll fix it. I'll find a way. Only I can find a way to try things on when there's no dressing room.
I haven't seen this since Filene's basement in Boston. Okay,
yeah.
There you go.
There we go. I'm covered. Okay, so now I'm gonna move this. So this is how I try on a bathing suit, like when there's no dressing room.
Now you have to put the skirt back on to see how the bottom fits.
How do you get this like high?
Pull it down.
Oh,
yeah.
I see. That's actually pretty easy.
And pull it down.
What do I do?
Pull down the material. There you go.
Thanks, Mom. You've been so helpful. I'm gonna put this. No, guys, my mom doesn't think I need help. Right, Mom?
Mm-hmm. You have your act together.
See? Yes. She said I have my act together, is what she said.
A lot of people say that she is not clueless about what she's doing, and she knows that what she's doing is damaging. She talks a lot about how she tends to put others down who tried to get her help and tried to get her treatment. She says that her doctors in her treatment center were young and didn't really know what they were talking about, and that no, she's never going to be that girl again, which is, it's dissociating yourself. It's saying that was a different person when I was in recovery.
Stand 10 toes on on the fact that you never wanted help, I will. I didn't, really, being honest. I wish Eugenia could be like this again. Well, too bad, because she's not probably ever gonna be like that again, so too bad, sorry.
What do you guys think? Do you think that Eugenia is 100% responsible for her actions, or do you think that she's too sick to even think or know that her actions can be harmful? Or does she even care? A lot of people say that she is like malicious, which I think that she just really, really wants to be liked. But with this whole Jeffree Star situation lately, she's been a little bit more like petty in the same way that Jeffree is, which kind of still says to me that she just wants to be accepted and liked. The situation is incredibly devastating. However, us commenting and saying that she looks pretty today, that fuels her ED. If we leave a comment that is hateful and abusive, then that will fuel her ED. If you leave a comment for shock factor, that will fuel her ED. A lot of people are of the opinion that you should not give her channel views, which I actually tend to agree with that. However, other people say that we can't let this girl lose her platform because it's the only thing keeping her going. I personally believe that it's making her ED in a place where it's harder for her to recover. But anyways, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, turn the bell on if you're feeling risky, and comment below. Thank you so much, it helps with the algorithm. Thank you so much to each and every one of my members. I appreciate each and every one of you. And to everyone, have a good day, night, whatever the case may be, and peace out.